Let's see. I think we are live. So let's go ahead. If people are on, go ahead in the comments, say hi, tell us you're on. And I just want to say thank y'all for taking time. We're going to be painting cheeky monkeys. Y'all want to hold them up?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a quick introduction. Okay, we have
Pixie.
I'm Bobby.
And Blue is down there somewhere. And then all the way in Canada, we have.
So I'm Stu. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
My name's Marla. My name's Sam.
And I'm Amy.
Did you guys hear that okay?
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so everybody's starting to join. They're all saying hi. We just want to just take some time to teach you a really fun Zentangle cheeky monkey. And we chose the cheeky monkey because, is that your mascot?
Well, yeah, I think it's like a mascot. It's not official, but it's kind of morphed into one and it's become a thing. So yes.
The mascot of Tribe. Okay, so as y'all come on, if you type in the comments cheeky monkey, you're going to get information about something really cool Stu is doing tonight. So make sure you type in cheeky monkey and then you're going to have access to that as well. So who knows what a Zentangle is? Sam, Marla, do you know what a Zentangle is? Can you tell us?
We do them at school. It's like
Talk to the camera.
actually no.
You don't have to talk to the camera. It's okay.
What do you remember about it?
It's different. It's not like this.
It's not.
It's not with coloring. It's drawing.
It's drawing. Okay, so what do you do with it when you draw it?
Different types of design.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Share that with Heidi.
Different types of designs.
Did you hear that, Heidi?
What kind of designs, Marla?
Anything not enough, like art advocates. She do. No. You do all the time.
So she draws them all the time. I think that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, she said different types of little designs.
Awesome. Okay, so Zentangles, you are right. You want to do a yay or I don't know, a drum roll or whatever. Bobby's like, I don't know. So it is. So basically, it's a fancy way to say doodles. Okay. So now we need a kind of a code word, like a secret word. So as we're painting, so I'm a very forgetful artist teacher. Okay. And I teach, 100 kids at a time. Sometimes I forget something and I need a code word to get everybody to totally quiet and please. So we need a code word. So Sam, Marla, do you have a code word?
What was the
word you said from your book?
Butter boy? No, not that. I don't know. It starts with butter.
I think we said butter boy.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Fine. You guys choose one. I don't care.
Okay. We'll go with that one. We'll go with I think. Okay, we'll go with butterball.
Butterball. He's like, oh!
Clear, we don't read those unicorn. How about unicorn?
Okay, let's.
Okay.
Which one am I going with?
He's saying it. He likes it better than me. Butter boy.
Butter boy or butter ball?
Butter boy.
Butter boy.
Butter boy. Okay, so this is before we start. So here's what happens. Anytime I'm about to forget something and I say butter boy, we all have to do a silly either stew face or a freeze pose, like a freeze pose. Okay, so we're gonna try it. Okay, so when I say butter boy, your best free face. You can get your tongue out. Totally okay. All right, so everybody talk. Blah 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 blah.
Okay, so it's just kind of like at dinner time when all of a sudden we freeze. No, not when.
Perfect. Anytime that happens, I say, butter boy, we freeze. That's the next step, okay? And everybody watching that is teaching, make sure you do that. So for some reason, they're saying I have a bad echo. Hold on, let me see if this is that better, maybe?
I can do that.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see, Pixie, if you tell the first step of doing the crayons. Zentangles if it still has an echo.
I don't know the first step of the crayon.
Oh, did you forget this? I was only her art teacher for many years. That is part of everyone. Okay, so grab your favorite crayon. Any color?
What color you want, Sammy?
Oh, good. Pamela's saying it's better now.
Okay.
Okay, and then what I want you to do is just start drawing any kind of Zentangles across the background of the cheeky monkey.
Okay.
It could be hearts, it could be dashes, anything you want. And then as you start to draw them, if you want to show me, I'd love to see them. Sometimes you have to push a little harder with crayons. Sam, what color did you choose?
Blue.
Ooh.
That's what I chose, Sam.
What'd you choose? White. Oh, Pixie chose white. Did you choose white and then put watercolor on top?
Pixie, sounds like you've done this before.
I have many times.
Okay, and everybody that's watching, are y'all working on yours? Let me know in the comments if you are. And then remember, put Cheeky Monkey in the comments if you want to know about what is happening tonight at 7 p.m. Something really cool is happening.
Can I be there?
Yeah, you can totally be there, Marla.
Oh, no, because it's a movie night tonight.
No,
I can't. We're doing s'mores.
Are you having s'mores? Is that what you said?
No,
Yeah.
I want to have a movie.
Well, yeah, we're having s'mores tonight.
Aww.
And probably a movie.
Yay. Maybe.
Okay, and just keep drawing around your cheeky monkey. And then while we're doing that, Marla, what age are you? I was trying to remember.
I turned 9 last month.
So you're 9 and Sam?
6.
6. Okay, and Pixie, how old are you?
13.
So we have a teenager in the house. Been interesting. Lots of fun.
Can I choose a different color?
Pixie, if you're available tonight for babysitting, that'd be awesome too.
Throw a quarter up there.
She could do some Zoom games with them. Yeah, how are y'all handling that tonight with the big night tonight at 7?
Well, as Amy said,
I'm handling it.
yeah, Amy's handling
Got
it.
it.
Tell them about what happened to your toe this morning.
Yeah, how many people watching right now? Let us know if you are coming. Let us know if you are coming to the event tonight, Stu's event tonight at 7 p.m. Let us know in the comments. I'm just holding this up. We have some people asking how to do the Zentangles. So just nothing serious. And I do this a lot as paint parties in person. And I also do this paint parties online, virtual paint parties. So my membership paint party headquarters, we have literally pivoted in this past month because all of our parties were in person. So now we have paint party headquarter girls doing all kinds of virtual stuff. So they have been very excited about the memberships.
That's awesome.
Okay, how are y'all's coming along? Y'all want to hold them up and let's see where y'all are at?
Oh, Marla, look at that one.
Ooh, I love it. Sam, what's yours looking like?
Come on, Sarah.
If he doesn't want to, I'll show you mine.
Oh, well done, Ames.
Cute.
Oh,
Where's your fit? You right there.
Yeah. Pixie decided to draw on them.
He's a galaxy.
oops.
A galaxy monkey?
Yes. Part of gonna have galaxy on it, and the rest of his body's gonna be normal.
All right. Once you get all of your details, and on the bottom, I was telling some people before, you could make this like kind of like pop art, like Andy Warhol, stuff like that. And you can actually even, we put tribe here, but you could also put like, your name there. And then if you group them together, you could have like a whole family of cheeky monkeys and make it really cool. So
That's awesome. We should totally do that, right?
Need to start painting.
Just patience, young grasshopper.
Patience, Sam. I have been waiting a long time ago. I don't have any patience.
Sam,
Hey, Heidi's talking to you.
you ready to paint?
No, I'm not. I'm still drawing.
Pixie's almost ready. We're going to give her about 2 more minutes to draw her design.
Okay, because I still need a bit more time.
A little bit more time, and then we'll start our painting.
Arcadia.
Let's see. Okay, so I bought some neon crayons too. The neons are a little harder to go on. Have y'all ever used neon crayons?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You have?
Yes. At school and art.
Like them?
Definitely.
Did you like them, Heidi said?
Kind of.
Yeah, they're hard. You have to put like 3 layers of crayon paper to work.
I spaced over my goodness. Cool.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right, who is ready for painting?
Me!
Oh, good. All right. Amy, y'all ready?
One more step there.
Y'all ready?
Sure.
I'm ready.
Yes. Is Blue ready? Oh my gosh! I said, "Is Blue ready?" He popped his head up.
Well, I don't know where Callie is.
I'll go
she's
get her. I'll go get her.
no. She's our dog's sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, we try to bring Blue to pretty much every Facebook meeting. A big part of the whole.
Oh. Okay. Here, let's.
Oh my goodness, Callie!
Callie. Come say hi. Here's,
Oh,
here's our big fur ball. Hang on.
oh my goodness. Y'all, if y'all are loving Callie right now, please put comments.
Yeah.
A big teddy bear.
She's a big fluffy teddy bear.
And we've got to get more snuggles in now that we're home.
Oh,
Okay. Let's put Callie down. Go on, Cal.
so cute. Blue's asleep. He was not excited about that. Okay, so now all you have to do with watercolor is just grab. Oh, butterball. I mean, boy.
I'm all froze.
Butterboy! Yeah.
Butterboy. I said the wrong word. Let me try again. Ready? Butterboy. Good job. People are going to think their computer's timed out. We're so good at that. Okay, so all you have to do for watercolor, it's very, very simple. You just grab your brush. You can grab any size. You just go to the water first. Water first. Then you can go to whatever color you want. And then just put the water on there like this. And then you're going to start going straight over your Zentangles. So you don't have to go around them. You can go straight on top of them. You can do any colors, yeah. And it depends on what you want to do, but you can choose like all the colors, or you can choose just warm colors, which would be like reds, yellows, oranges. So I want to know, Pixie, what colors are you going with? What are you doing?
Cool colors.
Cool colors. What does cool colors mean?
Blues, purples, would green be a cool color?
Yeah.
I think green.
Yeah, it's in the cool family.
So are we going right over top of the crayon too, Heidi?
Yes, right on top of the crayon.
Okay.
And because it's so like Pixie did white, so when she goes, do you want to show how the white's showing up?
Sure.
So go real close to the camera. So her white dots that she put in there start to pop whenever she paints over.
Oh, Pixie. Very nice.
She's showing off her watercolors. So funny story, I did an art camp here one summer, and we did an entire week of an art camp because, like I said, that's what I teach people, is how to make money teaching paint parties. So we do that too. And we had 20 kids at my house, which at the time I thought was a great idea. It made a lot of money. It was really awesome. And then the last day I decided to add, which don't do this, by the way, I decided to add salt on top of watercolor, which makes a really cool effect. But times salt on watercolor times 20 kids times salt everywhere. Like Bobby was so mad. He was trying to vacuum and clean while I was getting the kids like to their parents, and he's like, "We are never doing salt in watercolor again."
almost as bad as glitter.
Those are the hard learned lessons.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby's not a glitter fan.
Yeah, I despise glitter. It's just tiny dirt.
And me and Pixie use it all the time. So we try to use glitter glue so it doesn't drive him insane. So that we can still live here.
Finally. I just have to do the letters. Wait, Sam.
Let's see. Okay, so Vicky is having trouble printing her monkey out. Make sure you right-click Vicky, save as to your desktop. Oh, my mom's on here. She says Bobby loves glitter. LOL.
Knows better.
She knows better.
She has heard my rants on glitter.
Okay, and then just keep painting. And then whenever you go to paint the monkey,
Yeah.
has anyone started the inside yet? Or are we still all doing the outside?
I'm on this.
I'm still doing the outside.
Outside, and then Pixie went straight for the inside. Okay.
I wanted it to be pretty.
I love that, Pixie. That's
I
really
know,
cool.
it's beautiful.
My daughter does not lack confidence.
That's awesome.
Good trait.
That is a good trait.
I like to do this because it matches with chicken guacamole.
That's good, Sammy.
Ooh, what are you adding on there, Sam?
I'm done.
You're done.
Oh, you need to paint the inside.
Oh, but he's in the oven. That's good.
That's really pretty. And then
Chicken guacamole's
Wait,
face.
Sammy.
the smaller brush.
So she said, Sammy, grab a smaller brush.
Got one.
Have y'all ever played that game Operation?
Yes.
Okay, what is the sound it makes when you accidentally hit the...
Yes. Mom is not very good at
I'm
it.
not good at operation. I would not be a good surgeon or anything like that because I've
She
never,
does not have a steady hand.
I've never
She
had a
never
steady
wins.
hand. In all of my life, I've never had a steady hand. And I always joke that I would be the worst eye surgeon in the world, and I would probably not help many people
No.
because I wouldn't be able to hold my hand still.
So
I'm
the
not good at it.
operation is not working out well.
No, that's not my forte. Operation. The kids like to play with me because I always lose.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we like to play with her.
It's an easy win, huh?
Yeah, but with him, it is not.
Well, whenever you go inside to do the monkey details, I want you to pretend like you're playing Operation. So everybody else that is, we have so many people that have been banned from glitter as well on the comments. I'll just say that. So funny.
Hot topic.
It's a hot. Let us know in the comments if you are banned from glitter at your house, or if you have a house where you can use glitter. So with that, whenever you go inside the monkey, make sure you use your smaller brush, Sam and Marla, and then pretend like you're doing Operation. So if you place like a thicker watercolor, just use a little bit less water and more paint, and then it'll come across like this. See how I did this monkey? It'll come across a lot thicker if you make it almost like you double layer it. All right, we got a lot of people putting Cheeky Monkey in the comments. You're going to get a link to Stu's big training tonight that we have been talking about all week. So if you have not put Cheeky Monkey and you're interested in what that's all about, and we'll talk a little bit more about that after we finish painting, go ahead and put Cheeky Monkey so you can go ahead and get registered. Okay. Oh, I love that picture.
Because that's what the Cheeky Monkey mold, what he actually just looks like. He looks that color.
He is so cute. Marla, you are too.
Marla, I love those. Marla's rocking a couple of different blue colors over here.
I want to.
Cold colors like Heidi.
Can I see Marla? Nice.
Ooh,
Oh, we like blue in this family, don't we?
she's beating me.
Oh, look what Bobby did. That's creative. You want to show it off?
I don't know. Do I?
Man, y'all are out arting me.
I think you did the outline on the side too.
I did the black. I'm doing this color because that's what Chicken Monkey Molly actually said.
Oh yeah.
I had seen him on the video. Remember the scream? I had to jump on you to wake you up one that time. Remember? And then you showed it to everyone on Pride Live. and then I had to jump on your legs so much time that they were like, no, do it again. They were like, do it again.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it
Was it when
sounds.
the monkey, you had the monkey dress up and come around?
Oh, when we were filming that video? Is that what you're talking about, Sammy?
Oh yeah, Matt. I had to jump up and Myla just stayed in her room. I had to do all that room. I have to do all that. I have to do it for the video. Yeah, it was moving. Okay.
All right, let's
Yeah, let's just okay,
All right. We are.
not done his ears yet.
I'm almost done. Yeah.
So serious.
Yeah, Bobby and Pixie are like over here playing to win.
Yeah.
And they're like getting serious about their cheeky monkey.
That.
And then once the outside's done, start going ahead and doing the inside. So start painting it. Painting a baby's face.
Paint his other eye, ear, other eye.
Probably go over it a little
Look
bit.
at my picture here, guys. Like, look, guys, I don't know where the other one is.
Okay, so we have people from all over. I'm going to see where everybody's from. So I see some Virginia, Texas. Did y'all come on? Oh, hold on. We got a glitter comment. Becky, you have a ton of glitter. It looks pretty on my studio shelf. And after one paint party, that's where it's staying. All of y'all paint party people, do not take the shape glitter. You have to use this kind of glitter for your paint parties. It's a must. It will change your life. It'll change your paint party business. Let's see. Oh, Texas, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, North Dakota, Alabama. Let's see.
Actually, no, I don't.
We have a lot of people from all over. East Coast of Canada.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're all over. Tallahassee, Florida, Kansas, Ohio, North Carolina, BC, Canada. We have
Nowhere in China.
Sam's
He's obsessed with China.
Sam loves the country China, so he's always on the lookout for.
It's
Aww.
obsessed with it.
We'll see if somebody comes in here from China, I'll let you know. I'll be watching. Oh, that one's from Philly. Ashley, welcome. We're looking for somebody from China. Just West Virginia. Oh, Christy Hawkins is on here. Hey, Christy.
Christy Hawkins.
Our Tribe Creative Club ladies.
Woohoo!
Let's see. Okay, let's see how everybody's doing. So here's the tricky part with watercolor when you're showing it off. Make sure if it's still a little bit wet, if you do this too fast, it could make your cheeky monkey cry. Nobody wants to cry in cheeky monkey.
Well, his face is kind of bloody.
Oh, Pixie's
It's
making
kind
her
of brown.
It's like a fight club, cheeky monkey.
Put green paint in your pink.
Can add a little.
Got it.
It was so pretty.
All right, and I'm going to be taking some questions, and Stu's going to be taking some questions. Oh, Sheila says, this may be close. So Peru, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. She's from Malaysia. She says, I am Chinese, but not China. So there you go, Sam.
There you go, Sam. Someone's from very.
And then Sheila says, my son is in Japan.
Ooh.
Marla's a fan of
We
Japan.
want to go to Japan. That's going to be our
I
next
wanna go.
family trip.
No.
Nice.
We're going to China first.
No, we're not.
We You guys can go, but I'm not. I don't like China. China.
Stu
That's
and I
the
went
same
to
too.
China one year, and we did the Great Wall and the Xi'an Warriors. It
I'll go with
was
Olive.
beautiful.
Olive, she can show me around.
Amy, how was the Great Wall? Was it?
Sorry? What?
How was the Great Wall?
It was amazing. So the funny thing is, Stu and I went when, this was a while ago now. So like when we were like in our 20s?
We're dating ourselves here, yeah.
We were in our 20s. But I had been traveling throughout Southeast Asia by myself for about 7 weeks and had hit up a ton of different countries. And then I met him in Beijing. And
Beijing.
we did some touristy stuff and then went into the middle to see the Xi'an Warriors, which is all the warriors buried underneath the ground that they found. It was amazing. And then, but when we got there, we were checking into our hotel or our hostel, whatever it was at that point, and I had all of my money in my backpack that I made teaching in Taiwan and that I had saved, and my passport and everything, and I hadn't had it separated into a money belt or anything like I usually did. And long story short, I had everything stolen, and I don't even remember how they did it. We don't even know how they got in my backpack because I had it over the front of me, and I held my arm over it. But we went to pay for something, and everything got stolen. And so then I had nothing on me that said who I was. And so then we had to come back to Beijing instead of touring other places, get my passport, get some money. And then we saw the Great Wall. But that day we saw the Great Wall and we walked 10K on it. It was beautiful. It was like one of those things you stand on and you're like, just breathtaking. It
made the whole experience worth it.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out who stole your stuff?
No.
Were the police involved?
Yeah, we went to the police station and everything. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I was traveling all by myself and I was fine. And then your daddy came and well.
And then you got stolen.
Yeah, I guess. She's never let me live that down. You know, it's always.
Maybe Dad stole
She always
it.
makes a point when she tells the story that she was totally fine until I came.
Because when you said that, Mom, the keys, and all along you were like saying it was Mom, but it was you. Remember at the cottage?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Why do you keep bringing
All right,
at the same time? It's true.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's okay. So Bunny says she saw the terracotta
Oh yeah.
warriors too.
Yeah, they're
It
amazing.
was really amazing. Like totally. But I'll never forget at that point in our lives, it's very early on and we were student living and we took like the 3rd class train that was interesting.
Yeah,
It was really cheap.
don't ever do that. That's
Why?
that's the punchline.
To do what? Don't ever do what?
Class train.
Take
class.
like the cheapest train ticket you can in China. That's my advice is never do that.
Oh, that's exactly what Olive said to me.
Yeah, it was but it was good. I love traveling and different experiences like it, so it was memorable.
Yeah, you are very brave. Don't you go all over the place by yourself?
But I do.
I do.
Dude,
I
that's
love
fucking
to travel.
amazing.
So my last adventure was a motorcycle run across Morocco, and we had to find a place to stay every night. And we basically got dropped off with our 50cc motorbikes, and then 2 girlfriends and I had 8 days to make it back to Marrakesh. And I had never driven a motorcycle before, and we had to find places to stay every night.
And tell them when
It was fun.
Oh my god.
And Marla said, and tell them that moment when you had to pee on the road.
Okay.
When have we not had that opportunity?
We weren't in Morocco, but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
No, well, that's what I've been telling them. And now with everything going on in the world, when you go on a drive or we go somewhere, there's not a lot of places to go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to go on the side of the road sometimes. Because nobody's open to go to their bathroom.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. I think so many times we see Stu talking and it seems like you have so many cool stories to share, Amy. Like we just need you to go live a lot and tell us all your travel stories.
True.
Oh wait, I have something to show. Dad, where'd you put that picture of you as a girl?
Oh.
No, we're not showing.
Yes.
No.
Where did you put it?
No, we're not showing that.
Why?
We were at my parents' yesterday. We just went for a drive, and so my parents are like, we just went to say hi to them, and my mom and dad through all of this, they're doing a big cleanup. So they're going through, and my mom said, "Oh, we've got a whole bunch of your stuff, you know, and you know, it's
They got it out.
yeah, it's time to get rid of
There
it."
was a picture of him dressing up as a girl
And
with
yeah.
high heels on it.
Yeah, my parents had this picture of me in high school. There was this to raise money. They auctioned all of us athletes off, so anybody could pay anything they wanted, and then whoever won the auction, they could dress us up however we wanted, however they wanted. And so anyway, long story short, I got dressed up as this girl, and
Oh
my mom has
this is so funny. He had blonde hair, high heels. He looks so good. He had
Yeah.
lipstick on him.
No, it doesn't, Heidi. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it so does. I agree with you.
Oh, Bobby they had a what was it, to raise
Pageant.
money?
Yeah.
It was to raise money for something. All the senior guys had to do something similar. And
We had to do a talent show and everything.
yeah, so we have a picture of him wearing some of my Daisy Dukes at the time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's very, very revealing. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Well, the things that you learn during a paint party.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Lots of secrets come out during paint parties. I think that's why all the ladies watching and the guys watching that teach paint parties, I think that's why we love them so much, is because it's like we get paid to go have fun, create, and tell stories. I mean, it's the best job in the world.
That's awesome.
Okay, how's everybody doing on your paint? Okay, so Pixie, you want to show yours? I think she's done.
Wow, very nice.
She went on the head. She went a little
Nice.
gray from blue to purple.
Because it's a galaxy.
A galaxy. And Blue is just chilling. Blue is an old man, so a lot of times people think he's a puppy because he's small, but he's just always just like chilling. He's 13 years old, so he just looks like he's okay, and Bobby, how's yours coming?
Good. That's not what I love.
I'm not done yet. All five. I have only done.
Colorful.
Nice.
Hey, good job, Sam.
Thanks.
I like it. How's yours coming, Marla?
Yeah, this is mine.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh,
I
that's
You got some
good.
talent.
That, you're great. Get to talking, and then I forget to do my painting.
Hey, why don't you try to shut your colors off?
Okay, so we're gonna keep doing a couple of more. We're gonna try to finish our paint party stuff, and then I really want to take some time to answer some questions. I know Paint Party Outer Limits, and some of y'all have submitted questions. I printed off some of them here. So here in about maybe, what do you think, 5 minutes?
The exact same color.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And so if any of y'all have questions, again, Stu is the membership guy. So he is the person who has taught me how to take what I was doing with paint parties and turn it into Paint Party headquarters. So somebody that's kind of interested in that, be ready for some questions, because Stu's going to take some questions too.
Hey, Dad, tell them about what happened to your toe this morning.
Oh, yeah. Marla wants me to let you know that I was running around and
Way not too careful.
and I wasn't careful and I smashed my toe. But it's all good.
It's not
We're
good.
glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be fine.
He's alive.
I'm alive. Yes. Thanks, Marla.
What do you all like?
Oh, yeah. So I have an ingrown toenail, and so I only got 1 hour of sleep last night.
Yikes.
My pinky toenail almost fell off yesterday. My thumb almost fell. That's not true.
Your thumb fell over.
He said his thumb almost fell off yesterday.
Not true. No, it
Happened to me too, Sam.
was a long time ago.
Okay.
Oh wow, you said it was yesterday. I did.
Oh dear.
And then everybody who's painting with us, Rita says he's alive. It's full of great news stories, Gretchen says. Okay, so
Marla, that'd be awesome.
oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. So if as you finish all of the people watching are also creating their own cheeky monkeys, and Maria says y'all are cracking me up, and Debbie saying I'm hilarious.
True.
Hilarious. As you're finishing your cheeky monkey things, I'm gonna have a post in Texas Soul, and I want everybody to post their pictures, and then I'm gonna turn them into a cheeky monkey parade. So we're gonna have a giant parade. And
Are you coming to show it? Sam's coming to show you his.
ooh, Sam, I love it. So okay, so what's the name of your cheeky monkey?
What are you gonna call yours?
Choo choo.
Choo Choo?
I love
That's an unusual name, Sam. Very unusual.
Sam's an unusual guy.
Yeah, I talk to you about random things in the middle of a conversation. Actually,
Keep it interesting. Another tip, I think, did I send a Sharpie to y'all?
No.
No, but we got Sharpies.
After it dries, Sam, if you just go right over those same Sharpie lines, it'll make your, is it Choo Choo? Is that his name?
Yes.
It'll make Choo Choo really stand out.
It's a cool idea.
What's yours? What's your name?
Wilma.
Wilma.
What's your
I'm not telling you. Till I'm done.
Okay.
Let's see. Bobby, how's yours coming?
I'm gonna do the Sharpie thing.
You want me to call mine?
Yes.
Okay. What's Marla's name for her?
I'm telling till I'm done.
She said she's not gonna tell us till she's
But
done.
his cheeky monkey ball is going to be called Frank.
She wants me to call mine Frank.
Frank. Got it. We have Frank and Choo Choo, and then Amy, what's yours?
I don't know. I was thinking about that as you're
No,
asking.
no, Bob. No, Mom. No, Mom.
Nice Joe.
No, Mom.
Joe.
His name is called Stu Dewey.
What?
Stu Dewey. That is just weird, Sam.
Does the cheeky monkey have a name? Okay, so Deb says, I feel like everyone I learned from has a big, fun personality. I think it's holding me back because I definitely don't have that shining personality. Oh, Deb. Oh, we can address that during the Q&A time.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's see. Can you show that glittery brand again? Okay, so for all of y'all out there, this is the best to use for paint parties. It's Deco Art Craft Twinkles Crystal. And believe me, I have used them all, but this is the best for paint party stuff. Okay, so let's see. Go ahead and start asking your questions. In just a second, we'll start answering them all. So we have, Yvonne says, Frank, Choo Choo, and a Wilma.
Milo.
Oh, sorry. Milo. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, Milo.
Milo, look at Blue. He's so sweet. I thought Blue and Callie would get along. Bobby, what's yours?
Teddy. It does. It looks like an Eddie.
I'm gonna go with Sprackmeyer.
What?
Wow.
That's hard to pronounce.
He looks like a Sprackmeyer.
He looks like Eddie.
Royal.
I'm gonna let everybody on Facebook Live name mine. So if y'all want to put names in for mine, because
Bob.
no,
Yours looks like a
I don't know what to name mine.
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo? I could do Lulabelle.
Mine
Oh, that's a cool name, Lulabelle.
Thank you, Marla. I was almost named Lulabelle. For real.
What?
Could you picture me as a Lulabelle? You
No.
know this story?
That would be hilarious.
Oh
I'd
my
laugh
gosh.
every time I heard you.
Yeah.
Never heard Puppy Eddie call her Lulabelle?
I have heard that, but I didn't know
That's
you were actually gonna be named Lulabelle.
Yeah. So apparently, like, I have a second or third aunt called Lulabelle, and so she died right before I was born, and I guess my dad was emotional, and so he was trying to name me Lulabelle, and my mom was like, "There's no way we're naming our kid Lulabelle," and so then they ended up naming me Heidi. But
Nothing wrong with the name Lulabelle, by the way.
Lulabelle, we love you.
Well, so here's some interesting name trivia. We were talking about this yesterday. So if you take the first letter in all of our names, like S for Stu, A for Amy, M for Marla, it spells, what does it spell?
Sam.
It spells Sam. So that's kind of cool.
Dad wrote a story about Sam.
And yeah, that we'll talk about. And then if you, my initials are SAM because my middle name is Andrew, and because my mom wanted to call me Sam, and so long story short, they ended up calling me Stu, but they made my middle name Andrew, which spells Sam. And so we were just talking about how when our Sam joined our family, like his name was Sam Kello, and Sam for short, and how ironic it was because it fit in so many different ways with our family. So
That is cool.
there's some more little fun name trivia.
That's so cool. Meant to be.
Oh, and Marla said that she wanted us to let you know where we got her name from, and it was actually from an artist, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was my mom saved this art documentary years ago, and she's like, "Oh, you'll really like this name. It's about this girl named Marla."
They were gonna name me Toby if I was born.
And she was some really young artist in New York, and it was this whole documentary of how is this girl really painting the paintings, and she was like 6 or 8 years old, and they followed her around, and she was creating these beautiful paintings at such a young age, but her name was Marla. But Marla, it's very original. Like, there's not many. We've only met one other Marla.
No, two.
Two. We don't really
One
meet
in
a
the
lot of
store and
Marlas.
then one in the restaurant. Like they were talking to me and they said my name, and then a waitress came over and was like, "Did you call me?"
Yeah.
Toby!
Yeah, I don't think I've ever, in 10 years of teaching and thousands of kids, I've never met another Marla.
I know, it's unique.
The only Marla I've ever met. Okay, so let's see. How's everybody doing? Is everybody almost finished?
I'm not done yet.
I gotta let mine dry, and then I gotta get the Sharpie out.
All right. Good job, Stu.
Yeah.
Sam.
I tried the Sharpie too early. It didn't work.
Yeah. Not Sharpie.
I'm not done mine yet.
Oh, Blue's going to sleep. We need to get Blue closer to the questions.
We're gonna go outside, right?
Yeah.
Watch TV while you guys.
Don't trip over that.
Oh, you said we were making banana.
Good show. Bob Ross was mellow. So basically, I think you're just showing. Blue's
I'm a big fan.
Not me.
Maybe you can get it right, and then I'll make some cake.
There.
Thank you, Tyler.
Wait, can I stay because I want to show them my painting list.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to see. I want to see it finished.
After I'm done.
Here, let me get this.
And let's see. Diane says it creates a neat effect as the salt absorbs. Yeah, Diane, we were talking about the salt issue. And man,
Just put some of that
it can be fun, but also
Anyway.
faster.
in a minute. We can't really understand.
Okay, so if you're just logging on, make sure we have a sign there. It says in the comments, Cheeky Monkey. That's going to give you all the details about where to go tonight. So something big is happening tonight at 7 Central.
I see Deb said this is the calmest we've ever seen Stu. Well, Deb, I'm not sure how to take that. I think part of it is probably because I'm out of my comfort zone. I haven't been painting for a long time, so this is I have had to concentrate.
It's therapeutic.
Yes. Oh,
Callie is on the and getting ready.
yeah.
Kelly is like little Joe. She lays down. She doesn't go to sleep.
Does Callie sleep in your bed?
Yes, sometimes Ben on back. Yeah, she does.
Oh, good. Yeah, Blue, we tried to get Blue to sleep with Pixie, but he hates it.
He's not having it.
He's not having it. He gets a little angry sometimes.
Here, let's see if we can.
Okay, let's see. We have Marla's. You're putting your finishing touches on. How'd yours turn out, Amy?
Oh, here's mine.
Cute. And what'd you name yours?
Yours
Bobby Joe.
Butterfly.
Bobby Joe?
Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe.
This is Kelly.
Aww.
Here.
So Callie's at the art table.
There you go, Callie.
Well, let's see if she'll sit at the
Okay, y'all.
Kelly's
Everybody say cheese. I can get everybody. Yes, cheese. Sam go. God.
See if she'll sit there, Marla, with that whole thing.
It looks like Callie's painted in blue. So cute. It's like, the dogs are going crazy because of Stu's dog star.
That's funny.
Okay, so we're gonna look at Marla's and then we'll start answering questions. Sound good?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just need to do the ear and the part of the body. No, we'll go mixing. Yes.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
did you show everybody your hair? You got some cool hair colors.
Oh
here. Let's show
yes,
this.
he wanted to pretend he was a fairy. So I didn't. You.
Okay, ready? Show them your hair color. You see the hair color?
That's awesome. Is it pink and green?
Pink, green, blue, and purple.
Yeah, he was getting creative today with his hair.
Yeah, he sure was.
That's pretty cool. Right now, it's on your hair.
He was begging to put
Yeah.
a wig on me. Yeah, I put a wig on him.
So y'all are having some fun playtime, aren't you, Marla?
Yes.
Do you like staying at home? Doing your school?
Yes.
You miss your friends, you.
Yeah, I really
She
do.
misses all her friends. We do all the Zoom dates and stuff, but
Oh, that's good.
It's not the same.
it's not really the same. But what?
Yeah.
Do you like your teacher?
Yes. I'm probably going to go into another class by the time this is all over.
I think he was actually talking about your teacher at home being mom.
Oh no.
That's okay. I don't think I think it's you know what, it is hard. And I'm a teacher by trade, but I haven't taught in 6-7 years. But it is hard being mom / CEO / teacher / all those things, right? And but
Yeah. And Amy shouldered the lion's share of it right now because we're in the busiest time for our business. So, she.
I'm with you, Amy.
I am so excited for Marla to get back to see her friends and for
No,
get
the
back
most
to
thing
Marla.
I'm missing is my horseback.
Yeah, horseback riding.
Fine.
Okay.
To them.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, what's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Lulu.
Lulu.
Is that
Marla, are you hearing?
after Lulabelle? Were you inspired?
Kind of.
She's like, no, not really. Awesome. Okay, so what if we show all of our cheeky monkeys at the same time? So everybody that's watching can see them because we're going to be able to see.
You gotta hold yours up, bud.
Where's yours?
Oh, Blue's getting excited. All right, everybody want to hold theirs up? And then everybody at home, make sure I'm going to do a post here after this live, and then y'all can start putting your pictures of yours under. Okay. Awesome job. Oh my gosh, thank y'all so much for doing this. So now we'll start
We loved it.
questions. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Did you hear Marla? She's like, we loved it.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Awesome.
So do you know you can do this with any kind of animal, any kind of shapes, anything, right?
We should do this again.
Can I show them my art that I gave you, Mommy? The unicorn?
I don't know where that is.
Oh, seriously. Okay, never mind. I was trying to show you some art I did this morning.
Yeah, Marla has been Marla's the artist in the family. That's for sure. Her and Sam, they do art.
We love art.
They do love art. So
But let's let that answer some questions.
Okay,
What do you
can we
say?
go-
African?
okay, here I'm gonna.
You.
Thank you so much. We're gonna
Welcome. Thank you all.
we're gonna kick out
We're
Stu
gonna
to
make
the
the
office
cake.
so we can make some cake
All
for
right.
dessert tonight,
Yes, because he's the fan.
and it'll give you a bit more quiet.
Okay, so here, come with me.
All right. So I want to say bye, and then we'll do our quick. Okay. All right. All right. Bye. They're all going to say bye too, and then we'll do Q&A. So I'm going to be watching the comments. So thank you all so much for being here. You're welcome.
Later, everyone. Thank you, Stu, for everything you're doing for us.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
The shirt thing.
Oh yeah, Pixie's wearing the cheeky monkey shirt.
Oh, nice. Looking good.
I was a beast sport.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll start answering some questions. So I know you have a busy night tonight, so we won't take too much of your time. Thank you, guys. And everyone else, if you have not, they're saying tell them bye and have fun baking. And they're saying bye to y'all too. Okay, so if you have not gotten information about what is happening tonight, we have been talking about it all week, but just put in Cheeky Monkey in the comments, and then you're going to be able to find out all about Stu's webinar. So, okay, so just real quick, tell us what you're doing tonight.
So tonight, as you know, Heidi, I'm super passionate about helping entrepreneurs, no matter what type of business that you have, create recurring revenue through memberships. And the reason is because it just creates so much stability. Like one of the things that I love that you have done with your community is really help so many transition from, all being offline to, now, opening the doors to a lot of online classes and so forth. And one of the, in a similar vein, like that's my passion is like taking the online and turning it into recurring. So instead of somebody coming to us and, buying from us one time, like how can we take one customer and be with them for life, essentially, where they are happy to pay every single month for what we have. And so tonight, I'm going to walk through how to take what you already know, love, and do and transform it into a recurring membership. And I'm going to show specifically how to do this very quickly. And I'm going to show how to do it very easily, and keep it really, really simple. And the whole thing, the real reason that I love this and I'm really passionate about this work is just because of the stability that it creates in people's businesses. And I know perhaps you can even talk about it, Heidi. I mean, what's happened for you in the last 2 years is unbelievable. Like the growth that you've experienced because you just, you're one of the best examples of somebody who just takes an idea and runs with it, and some of my, one of the things I look forward to the most are like, your updates. You send me all these updates. Hey, Stu, like I just tried this and here's what happened. And hey, Stu, here's another idea. Here's what's happening. We keep growing. And it's just been amazing to watch how you've taken an idea and run with it.
Yeah, it's been insane. Like my husband, he's like, I just want to be able to say thank you to Stu, and and I'm like, I know, because it's totally changed his life too. So yeah, we're just we're about to hit our 2-year anniversary. So next week we open the doors to Paint Party headquarters, with nearing 800 members. We're probably going to welcome in several hundred more members and hit well over the 1,000 mark, which is so exciting. And the coolest part has been just from the fact of like knowing these people. I mean, the starving artist mentality. Like, I'm like, no, that is no more. You can do these paint parties, and then you can do online paint parties. And what's been so cool is as I've learned these things, then now they're learning them. And we have people that are already like doing their founders member launch based off of this week. But I think the coolest part for me is I just, I joined Tribe. And then I had about almost 100 members. And then by August, so I joined it around May. By August, I was about to quit I was going to go full-time teaching again. And Bobby walked into the office and I was about to apply for a middle school job. And he's like, no. And I said, but I just can't do it anymore. You know, I've been doing this for so long and I just felt like it wasn't working. And I was so frustrated. And he's like, no, you're too close. You cannot give up now. And so we made a commitment to like literally look at every single thing we were spending. And so being the visual person I am, I had poster boards all over his office. And then he had it written on a computer on an Excel, all organized perfectly. And so for 2 months straight, we wrote out every single thing we spent. It didn't matter if it was a coffee, if it was a pack of gum, we wrote it out. Then we wrote out every single amount that had come in through paint parties, through our online membership, paint party headquarters, pretty much any way I was making money. And then we realized that that I was making $6,000 to $7,000 a month. So if I would have went back to my teaching job, I would have cut my family's pay by several $1,000s a month.
Wow.
Once I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I've got to move forward. You know, I'm in it, it's working. And so once I realized that it was working and I started being a good steward of my money, and then it was like game on. So then we just kept, you know, doubling and doubling. And it was just insane to see how fast it could grow in 2 years. I think that was the craziest part about it. So now I'm like, I just want to turn around and say, okay, here's how you do it, you know, show these people. And that's why I keep telling people, like, you need to watch this webinar tonight.
Well, and I think too, like, what has been amazing is seeing the art community, the creatives who are thriving with, you know, memberships. And it's interesting because, you know, there was a study that was done a few weeks back over in UK, and they asked 2,000 people who had been quarantined during this time, like, what are they looking to get out of, what were their thoughts, as they were being quarantined. And 69% of the people said that they were looking forward to using the time to learn a new skill. And I think this is a really important stat for us because we're seeing this play out in the tribe community where memberships are launching and relaunching like almost virtually every day. And people are looking to learn a new skill, whether it is learning to paint, whether it's, calligraphy, whether it is sewing and knitting and quilting, or whether it's gardening or coding, whatever it might be. Like, there's so many different skills, and we're seeing that in the community where people are investing because they want to use this time. And then 57% of the people said that they were looking forward to using the time to pursue passions that they hadn't had time for. And I think, like, when I think about the arts, like, this is one of those passions, right? Where people have always thought, yeah, I want to paint. I want to get back to, to painting, or I want to learn to do the calligraphy, or I want to learn to doodle and draw, but they put it off and put it off and put it off because they've never had time. Well, now they got the time, and we're seeing this represent itself in the marketplace in that people with memberships who are teaching these different skills are thriving right now. And so we hear that in the news, like we hear the negative, but the other side of the story is like, there's this other world that we're in, Heidi, and it's booming right now. And like, it feels awkward to talk about it because we're sensitive to, what a lot of people are going through. But at the same time, like, I want to talk about it because I want to share it with the world. Like, hey, there's this thing over here and it's working really well, and you can do it and add it to your business. Like, so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, and really just walking people through how to get started with it.
Yeah, somebody posted a picture in Paint Party Headquarters earlier today. The picture in Walmart of the paint, it was totally empty, like all the paper was. And I'm like, anytime there has been anything with the economy, us crafter, creative people, like, that's how we find peace. That's how we find like our place. And so, that's when we buy the most, is, that's when we learn the most, is because we're trying to escape, whatever pain there is, or get our minds off of that. So many people, they think, oh man, art or whatever isn't going to work. Oh my gosh. Like, even whenever all that stuff happened, over 10 years ago, when everything crashed, I mean, Hobby Lobbies and Michael's were like lined up out the door, and it's the same way now too. So I know we have just a few more minutes. I want to read off these 4 questions, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Try to go through them fast. So This one's from Lonnie Klein. She says, I feel I want this for my future, but I also feel like I need to focus on building a base. She was in Paint Party Outer Limits as well, but I just don't know what to focus on. But the membership business makes so much sense for long term. Lost on how to go forward.
And who is this that asked the question?
This is Lonnie Klein.
Okay, so Lonnie, here's the thing. You know the saying, when was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. And when's the second best time? Like right now. That's kind of the same thing with membership sites. Oftentimes we think we've got to have all this stuff in place before we get started. We've got to have this audience size of a certain audience size. We've got to have, the tech, and we've got to have this in place, or I gotta have this experience. Here's the reality. You don't need any of that at all. You don't need an audience of tens of thousands or thousands. I mean, every single day in the tribe community, people are launching with teeny tiny audiences. We've had just this week, people who have launched their membership sites with tiny audiences. I'm thinking of Bobby Price. He had a teeny tiny audience of 108 people. And he did a founding member launch and ended up welcoming 55 monthly paying members, 55 out of 108. And so oftentimes people forget that with a smaller audience, you actually have a unique advantage. And the advantage is that you have a deeper, more intimate relationship with that audience. And because of that, you will see more people, more higher conversions of people who will join you for a membership, even though you got a teeny tiny audience. I think of a woman over in the UK, her name's Faye Cornhill. And I remember her name because my sister's name is Faye. And so her story is she didn't have tens of thousands or thousands. She didn't even have hundreds. She had 77 people in her audience. And She did a founding member launch and ended up generating just over 5,000 pounds. She had 10 people who joined her at 500 pounds each. And I'm sharing this with you because there are many, many stories like this, whether it is Faye or whether it is Bobby or whether it is, Wendy or Anna or Marianne Kane. Like there's so many stories of people with teeny tiny audiences who are getting started. And then there are stories of people who, and this is most important, like when you get started, you get to learn real time how to best help your people. And I can't emphasize enough that your membership site is going to change based on how you can best serve your people. And I'm sure, Heidi, you can speak to this. Like, I'm sure there's been changes that you have made based on what you have discovered through working with your people. Am I right?
Oh my gosh, May 12th, like we saw, everything happening. I mean, I teach paint parties in person too. So as my members are having their parties canceled in real time, I'm having my parties canceled. And so I'm like, well, I know all of this stuff about online. We've got to pivot. And so for 2 years, I've been telling them, keep your emails for your door prizes, do Facebook Lives. And then, I've had all these people go, oh my gosh, you were right, Heidi. I needed to do my Facebook Lives. I needed to keep those emails. So I think it's brought an urgency, but not only an urgency, Stu, I think it's brought like an excitement of now they have 3 ways to make money through paint parties. In person, which will come back. Art kits, which we've had people sell anywhere from 20 art kits up to over 1,000 in art. And then we've had art kits and then online paint parties, which, we lug around all of our stuff. And now they're realizing, wait, I just have to wash 3 brushes instead of, 400, right? And so there's been like this really cool thing with that. So yeah, we've definitely pivoted, and I think it's benefited our audience better because of that. But you're right, like a lot of people, especially, and I'll read these last 3 questions. A lot of people in paint party headquarters and outer limits, they're so terrified of like, what if I can't do this? Like they're just kind of freaking out. What would you say to them for that?
I would say like, give yourself some grace, first of all. Like I think we put so much pressure on ourselves. We got to get everything perfect. We got to get everything right. And if it's not done perfect and right the first time, then we shouldn't do it. But I want to encourage everybody to think of it a lot like art. Like you wouldn't tell me if I was in doing a paint party with you, you wouldn't tell me that I'm doing it wrong. You would just encourage me to keep going and to express myself. And through that, I'm going to get better and better and better. The same is true for business. Like think of it like an experiment. If it works, awesome, double down on it. If it doesn't work, no problem. Now we're way better informed and we can make some decisions and make some changes accordingly. But so often people put so much pressure on themselves that they have to get it perfect and right the first time out. But the reality of it is that business is about trying different things. It's about experimenting. And now is probably the best time to experiment because, hey, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, guess what we can say? Well, it was during the pandemic. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It was like during the pandemic. So, but if it works, like imagine the breakthroughs. And here's what I will tell you, like you will surprise yourself during all of this. I know so many people who have made major pivots during this time, like Beth. So Beth owned a pet grooming salon. It's a brick and mortar business. And of course, sales came to a screeching halt. People can't take their pets in to get groomed. So she thought creatively, like, okay, what is it that my customers and my market really want? Well, they want to be first in to get their pet groomed. Like you saw Callie, she's a shaggy mess. Like we are dying to get her in. And every week that goes by, we find another big matted ball inside of that, her fur. And so her customers were the same way. So she went out, she did a founding member launch for a membership. And she said one of the big bonuses of signing up is that they will get priority the moment that she opens doors to come and get their pet groomed. Here's the crazy part about this, Heidi. She generated over $31,000 by going back to her current existing customers, offering it as a membership. And now that rolls into a monthly membership where they're able to bring their dog back in on a regular basis, whether it be bi-weekly or once a month. And now that's produced more than $360,000 in annual income from being essentially, quote, forced into getting creative. And there are so many examples of this. I mean, we know, within the Creative Club, like Casey Hope, who, launched a brand new membership, delivering art lessons for kids. And what was that? That was born out of identifying there was a new problem in the marketplace. Like the quarantine has created a new problem for those millions of parents who are at home with young ones who, don't know what to do with our kids during the day. We know that we don't want them on the iPads or in front of the TV all day. We want them being productive. We want them still learning. But yet we don't have any structure around that. And so Casey launched a brand new membership, ended up welcoming over 300 new members. And so this time, I think more than anything has given us an opportunity to be creative, to try, to experiment. And that's what I would encourage people to do, is to give yourself some grace and try and experiment, and you'll be surprised at what you'll find.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, blame it on the pandemic.
Exactly.
It's my fault. Okay, Julie says, and I know we're running over time, so I'm going to read this quick. She says, Stu was great. I'm wondering if it's possible to offer a membership where members get a better price on my paint parties than non-members. Maybe some other perks like video freebies. It would encourage my regulars to be regulars at a better price. For my Paint Like the Masters virtual paint party monthly, painting step by step of the master's work. So that's Julie. I don't know if you know this, but we have a lot of, because we do in-person parties and now online parties, a lot of the people watching right now are trying to figure out, like they're trying to wrap their head around how they could turn maybe their in-person parties and start an online. So,
yeah, well, the way I see it, I see the two going hand in hand. Like I think the in-person paint parties are really like your showcase for your online, meaning like, if I, like, for example, like we just went through this virtual paint party with you guys. It was awesome. And the thought that's going through my head is like, well, you probably heard me. Like if everybody's here, you probably heard me say to Marla, we should do this again. And that's exactly what the membership would be. It would be an extension of that experience where basically it would be like, hey, wasn't this amazing? Yes. Should we do this more often? Absolutely. Join us for the membership. We'll send you the kits. We'll make it easy. We get together and we go through the whole process together. That's a smooth, easy transition. So you take your your in-person paint parties, and now they naturally transition to those clients and customers becoming online members of your online paint parties. So I could see that where, again, you're either sending out kits to people on a regular basis to make it easy for them, or there could be digital downloads where they could download and save some expenses that way. But that to me is a home run. Like that falls into the bucket of making things convenient for people. Like you made it so easy for us, Heidi. We had the cheeky monkey, we had the paints, everything. That was a home run. Like we didn't have to think. We just had to put a sheet over the table so we didn't paint the table up, and we're good to go. So that's a home run. And then when I think about like the teaching, like the lessons, I mean, there are so many examples of, creative memberships that are thriving right now, which is doing this very thing, teaching people a new skill, particularly as it relates to art and painting and drawing and sewing and knitting and quilting and crocheting and all kinds of crafty type things. So I absolutely, if you're teaching people a skill, that's another home run for a great market for a membership.
Yeah, and one of our, sometimes people are like, why would I train up my competition? And I'm like, there are millions of people. Like literally my big goal for Paint Party headquarters was to have 500 members, and we well past that, and so I'm like, I don't need zillions of people to have a good life. And so I want to speak real quick to, I think it was Deb that said, I'm watching these two big personalities. How can I compete? What would you say to somebody like that feels like they're maybe that more introvert personality?
I would say there's a place for everybody. I think of Jennifer Chamberlain, in our tribe community. Like she's a perfect example. She was when she began, the way that she always describes it, she says, I was a 52-year-old woman who wasn't technical and hadn't been online and didn't really know much about it, but I, certainly had a passion for sharing art. And she has done that, and she's done a phenomenal job of it. And she's grown this amazing community of people. And I think at the end of the day, people connect with people because of who you are. You don't have to be a big personality. What you do need to do though is you need to care about people. Oh, Callie's agreeing with me on that one.
Yeah.
But you need to care about people, and you need to have a clear focus of like what you're helping them do and the progress that you're helping them make in their life. And so at the end of the day, like I wouldn't get tripped up over thinking that you got to be a big personality or an extrovert or anything of that nature. I would just more shift your energy to focus on who you're serving. Because at the end of the day, like what gets you all tangled up inside is when you're thinking about yourself. I'm not this, I'm not that, I don't have this, I don't have that. And one of my friends, Victoria LeBaume, right before I was about to deliver a big presentation, she gave me the advice. She said, Stu, don't worry about yourself. Focus on who you're about to serve, and all the nerves will disappear. And it was true. And when you shift your energy to who you're serving and how you're going to show up and how you can support them and how you can help them make progress in their life, all of that disappears, and you realize it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with serving those people.
Yeah, that's so true. I know it's the same way when you're teaching paint parties. I'm like, once you start focusing on those ladies and what they're coming into, it's all about them. So, okay. So, the last question I'm going to ask, and then I just want you to kind of wrap it up and end it. And somebody on here says, there's room for everyone, even me, a 70-year-old.
Heck yes, Sheila. Absolutely. There's room for you. The thing is like, you're going to inspire so many people. That's the thing that, don't ever lose sight of that. You're going to inspire so many people, and you're going to connect with people, in your own way, in your own authentic way. And, do not lose sight of that. As Heidi said, there are millions and millions of people. Like oftentimes people get twisted up thinking like there's just one pie and, and we're all fighting for our little slice of the pie. And I'm here to tell you, like, no, there's not one pie. We are in a bakery. We are making pies all the time. Like everybody can have pies. We're not taking out of anybody as pie. We all have pies, Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's, what did it go up? 50% in internet usage or something in the past month?
Yeah, there's never been a better time. There's more people online than ever before, spending more time online than ever before. Like this is an amazing time for that reason, to be able to get in front of the people that you can serve.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jackie's saying I would just be shy online live. Okay. So Jacqueline, please go back to my embarrassing video of when I first started doing lives. It was humiliating, but I did that to show y'all it does get better as you. Okay, so Kelly Moore, she says she has quite a bit. She's a cheeky monkey. She's sneaking in a bunch of questions. So I'm going to try to just have one of them. She says, I have 2 memberships that I'm passionate about. How far do launches need to be? So, and then also, is it best to be very specific about your niche?
So, first and foremost, my number one piece of advice is that keep it simple in the beginning. So, can you have multiple memberships? Absolutely. Can you have multiple levels in a membership? Absolutely. Do I recommend doing that in the beginning? Absolutely not. What I recommend in the beginning is keeping it very, very simple. How can you do one membership with one level? And get going with that, because the more things that you try to do at the same time, the more complex it becomes. And the more complex it becomes, the less likely you are actually going to launch. And that doesn't help anybody. What I'd rather see you do is I'd rather see you get going in the most simple way possible to be able to get going so you can start working with people and start helping people. That's going to create momentum for you. And then, as time goes on, then you can roll out another membership, and I think that this is a really important lesson for everybody, is to keep it very simple in the beginning and just focus on one. And then in terms of the niche, listen, at the end of the day, I'm always a big fan of focusing in on a more narrow niche, because I know from personal experience and from experience working with thousands of people, you're going to experience a lot more success when you are focused. Like, here's a simple example. Amy has injured her knee, and we have a big hike that we are training for in October. Now, do you think that she wants to go see a general doctor or a knee specialist? The thing that she's been doing, she's been asking around, like, who is the number one person that can help me with my knee? She's looking for that knee specialist. And because of that knee specialist, they don't have to try to market themselves, because they are known as the go-to person for all things knees. They have people coming to them all the time. And so it's a totally different positioning. And from a business and marketing perspective, it's so much easier. My own personal experience, I used to try to help all business owners with all things marketing. I love marketing. I love business. But here's the thing. That was super hard. It was hard to cut through the clutter. It was hard to get anybody's attention. It felt like I was slugging uphill all the time. But the moment that one of my mentors said to me, hey, Stu, why don't you focus solely on memberships? He's like, you've been helping tens of thousands of people just with that one thing. Like, why wouldn't you just focus on that? It was kind of like a duh moment. I was like, well, duh, yeah, maybe I should. And the moment I did, everything clicked into place. Now I became known for something, and it became easier to attract more people. It became easier to market what it is that I was doing. I was helping a lot more people as a result of it, all because I narrowed my focus on who I was serving and how I was helping. So I'm always a fan of going more niche than less.
Yeah, and for all of our creative folks out there, I know we've had this conversation a zillion times. I know it's so hard because we feel like if we stop talking about murals, or we stop talking about painting on floors, or we stop talking about painting on wood, and we niche it down, then we're going to give away those things. And that's not true. So in the background of my business, I'm still painting on floors. I'm still painting murals all the time. But when I go live, it's about teaching you how to make money teaching paint parties. So make sure you know that you don't have to stop doing all of that stuff. You just have to be clear whenever you go live.
It's fun too, Heidi. I just see Jennifer Chamberlain's in the comments, so that's fun too. Jennifer, your ears must have been ringing. We were just talking about you.
Yeah, she's at almost 300 members.
It's amazing,
crazy. It's so cool, and that's why I wanted to share. I mean, a lot of times people can go, oh yeah, I'm doing this, but I'm not going to share who is helping me. And I just want y'all to know, all of my creative folks out there, like, I love them so much, and I want them to be able to teach paint parties, have recurring income every month, have something cool they're working towards online. And I know it's hard. I've told them this all the time. I'm like, entrepreneurship is not for the weak. Like, it is it's hard work, but there's so much to be said if you find the right people to align yourself with, that it's that much easier and that much faster. So I just want to thank you. I know you have a big night tonight. So what do they need to do to, I know we have a link in the comments, but if they put Cheeky Monkey, you're going to get a link that sends them to what you're doing tonight. So tell them what you're doing tonight, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, well, come join us tonight because it's going to be fun. I'm going to be live. So when Deb was asking, like, this is the least amount of energy I've ever seen Stu. It's really not. You'll see Stu full tilt tonight. But tonight, yes, 7 p.m. Central. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be live, and this is exactly what we'll be talking about. Is like, how do you take what it is that you know, love, and do, and turn it into a recurring revenue membership? And so I'm going to share with you my 3 secrets to doing that. I'm going to show you how to launch quickly, and I'll show you how to get the whole setup in the most simple, easiest way. So that's all tonight. It's live. It's highly interactive. So definitely get your pen and paper and get ready, because I'm going to be asking you questions, and I'm going to be helping you work through it all. And it's going to be a ton of fun. So definitely come and join us.
So exciting. Well, I'm going to let you go. I know you need to rest your voice because you're going to be full Stu mode.
Yes, that's a big part of it. I've been drinking my green juice and resting the voice as much as possible today.
Well, good luck tonight. I know it's going to be great. I know you're going to be helping so many more people. A lot of our creatives are going to be on there. So I just want to say thank you for taking time, and your family taking time for this paint party. And we'll see you tonight. Yeah,
and thank you, Heidi. That was honestly, it was a totally fun. We had a great time. Kids loved it, and I really appreciate you making it easy. I'm a fan. Like, I'm happy to sign up for any regular kits and stuff like that, because our kids loved it, and that was super easy. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, membership number 2.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.